Alright, hello everyone, my name is Shep, welcome back to the Butcher's Circus, and today we are going to be playing with the Armored Burger comp. So it is a very special team used by Koshiro, a good friend of mine that has used it in tournaments before, and it's a Stress Leper team. So this is the only occasion, the only team for which I don't use my never use Stress Leper rule. In this team it actually works relatively well. It has a decent matchup against WT, has a decent matchup against Hit Squad, all the Mark teams, because it's just so freaking tanky with all the stuff that it has. So we will go over that for a second, but today we're playing against AW and they have Silver Syringe on the Antiquarian. So, you know, I just felt like I had to point that out. It's just so funny when people do that, because it doesn't work, right? It doesn't work. That's the funny part. The healing skills don't matter on the on the rejuvenating papers, but you still see a lot of novices and apprentices just bring Silver Syringe on the Antiquarian expecting it to work. It's quite funny. The only way it could work, potentially, is if you have a flagellant and the flagellant dies, then you heal yourself for more after he dies. And the other way it could work is if you have Tears of the Lost, you go Vigorous and then you get plus healing skills. Those are the only two situations where it would actually work. So here we got ourselves marked, and honestly I could just go Defender, but I'm not sure if I want to do that. So the team, the setup with the trinkets is just a touch different from what Koshiro actually uses. And what the Leper has is that he has Exotic Snuff and the Net, and the reasoning behind these two is that, oh, nice dodge, is that of course you don't want to get slammed or stunned, so you bring the Exotic Snuff, which just makes sense. I mean, you just have to bring it on the Leper, even though there's still pulls into the other characters and then you're still gonna have a horrible time, you should still do this. And the reason behind the net is because it is devastating to Crusaders, Flagellants, Abominations that are in position 1, for you to just go purge immediately and then they go all the way to the back. Like, it just feels amazing to do that, and with Red Heroes Net it happens more often than not. Now, of course, it's going to be a little bit more difficult after the Abomination has transformed, but we're still going to try going for it. I should probably go for Intimidate at this point, but hey, we do get the push the second time around, so that's quite good. And yeah, the Crusader is just gonna have Pit Fighter's Helm, Rite of Execution, Bulwark of Light Zealots, just good old Stress Crusader, very chunky, very good in these damage situations. And then the Man at Arms, this is the only difference in terms of trinkets, is that Koshiro actually has a Protector's Kite instead of the Eerie Eye. And while I think that's okay, I don't think it's the best thing, because having these Fellow debuffs applied really freaking helps. Also, who did we Fellow debuff on? Oh, the Antiquarian. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, having the Bellow debuffs to actually apply, you really need the Eerie Eye to have the accuracy without the command, and to just have that debuff skill chance. Null Protector's Kite is quite good for guarding. If you're facing a stun team, they can still stun you relatively reliably without an anti-stun trinket. And if you have Protector's Kite, sure, it's going to give you a little bit more tankiness, but with the Bulwark of Light and with the two healers, it really shouldn't matter all that much. I feel like this is way better with the Eerie Eye. Then the Occultist is just gonna have the Fleshbound Grimoire and the Monkey's Paw. You could run the second net on the Occultist and then you have both a pull and a push, which are both quite devastating. But honestly, I just like running Monkey's Paw because that's what Koshiro is actually running. And with this Monkey's Paw, she dodged 2 Holy Lances and a Punish. And that's essentially what gave her kind of the W, because if you go against a damage team, like a very well built damage team, and they just fail like the 2 abilities onto your occultist, then at that point it's over. If you have a decent stress team, which this is, it is indeed a decent stress team, it's gonna have a very hard time if there's pulls onto your Man at Arms, for example, but thankfully your opponent is not smart enough to actually go for that. So since I don't think there's any way they win this one, especially with crits like these, I'll skip on to the end of the match. Alright, my opponent surrendered shortly after that crit, like about a minute, and now we're playing against Durandal. I wanted to show the banner because I felt like it was a pretty cool looking banner, and it looks like they are playing... oh no, Stunning Blow, Stress Crusader. Yeah, this has to be a misclick, I'm gonna have to say so. My guess is this person just booted up YouTube and searched best beginner teams, and they just brought this straight out of my video, but yep, there we go. Stunning blow instead of zealous accusation, and they just surrender. Hopefully we match into them again. Alright, and here we go, on to what I hope is the actual match of this video. And this time we're playing against someone that has 2 dots in their name, though they don't actually show up in the game. And I'm pretty sure I know who this is. I think they're one of the Chinese competitors. They're in my friends list as well. I'm pretty sure they're playing at the moment. Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But yeah, we are playing against someone that is Darkest One, and they have a very interesting team going on here. So it looks like they're gonna go for the Sonic Blow. Miss. Okay, it doesn't miss. It would have been lovely if that missed, but sadly it didn't. And it looks like they have a Hellion team, so they're kind of, I wouldn't say trolling, but they're not playing exactly seriously either. So hopefully we have a bit of a fun time here. So one thing I could do is that I could prevent Battle Ballad, but honestly my dodge really isn't too amazing, so I don't think it would be the smartest decision for me. I think my smartest decision at this point is probably just to go with Stand here. The reason I don't want to go for the immediate Bellow, which is kind of what you tend to do, is because if I use a Bellow right now and they go Revenge, I actually waste 1 of my Bellow rounds, and you know, I have 3. And if I go Bellow and they go Battle Ballad, once again I waste 1 of my Bellow rounds, which isn't too good. So here, it looks like the Hellion really is going to be the battering ram of this team, because they're probably not going to be able to deal with my protection too well. And they are going to be able to deal with my HP amounts with that Crushed Hemlock with the breakthrough, so it's going to be quite interesting to see that actually put into work. So you can see that my front line's like 30 prot, 35 prot, 40 prot, and once I get Block of Light, all those values are going to increase by 20, so these are very, very chalky characters. Yeah, it's really going to have to be with crits and Hemlock if they want to take us out here. That hurts a lot though, not gonna lie, that does hurt quite a bit. Well, I think this is going to be an Abyss Artillery game. I am going to go for it. I sadly, very sadly missed that Jester. But you know what I'm going for at the start of next round, right? I'm going to go for Demon's Pull onto that Hellion. I should have done that already. Yeah, I should have done that right as she went into position 3, because then this would put the enemy team in a very, very weird spot, but now they're just gonna hit a chop into me, and might hurt quite a bit, because I haven't used Block of Light yet. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but you never know. Let's see, what do they want to do? I'm not entirely sure if I want to Bulwark or Pull immediately after the chop comes down. It just depends on how much damage they're gonna do. I believe they will focus the Crusader down. He has less HP and less prot, so they probably do a bit more damage here. I don't believe they're going Q. I feel like they want to get a kill early. No, they're going Q. That's surprising. 12-12. That has to be quite unlucky. No, the protection is definitely helping us out here. I think in this situation I will actually just go for the pull first, because I don't want to get stunned. I would prefer just Holy Lance coming down here, honestly. This is really the problem of running Leper Crusader for either side of me and my opponent here, but it's definitely worse for my opponent, because at least in this team I can just move back twice. With the Hellion, she doesn't even know what moving back is, so you literally cannot make that work. I'm gonna use the Block of Light here, quite an obvious play, just to reduce that Crusader damage significantly. Could have gone Bellow too, but we have 1 Bellow debuff already, and now the protection, so he really shouldn't hurt us all that much. Emphasis on shouldn't. And now the Wicked Hack will still hurt one of my characters, but it really won't do any damage at all. Crit 18, god damn. It really won't do too much damage, and it's only gonna apply Blight on 1 character, so I'm honestly quite satisfied with how the match is going. I'm probably gonna apply some... Oh, I miss as well. I'm probably gonna apply and Intimidate onto this sniper. I feel like that's going to reduce his damage significantly, so I should probably do that very soon. So it looks like the first 2 rounds have been quite rocky so far, like all my characters are essentially at half HP, but at the same time it's not the end of the world here. They have half damage and I have protection, so they should never be able to just get 2 hits to screw me over here. Well, since you did go for that, I could a purge, but at the same time I just apply breakthrough again for my opponent, so instead I'm just gonna do this. The debuff chance is a 95 and now his damage has gone completely out the window. If you drop a rally to the flame, I just intimidate you again at the start of this round, so it's perfectly okay for me. It's their only way of clearing debuffs, it's with rally to the flame, and I have a very good feeling that they're gonna go for it. Because with minus 73% damage, your leper is totally useless. No, they're gonna go Iron Swan. They want to hit my occultist. Well, I don't mind all that much. I'll just heal myself and I'll probably end up better. Probably. Probably. Good thing here is they don't have a lot of reach onto my backline, and yeah, we get a 23. We do get a bleed though, so could have been better than that, but of course I'm not gonna complain about a 23 heal on a 0 to 24. Yeah, a good thing about these comps with Leper, Crusader, Chester is that they don't have a lot of reach onto the backline. I mean, good thing for your opponent is that they don't have a lot of reach onto the backline. It's basically just Holy Lance and Finale, so I'm not too concerned about the follow-up to the Iron Swan just killing me immediately, so I don't feel like going Iron Swan here is really the best play for my opponent, but it is what they're going for. So at this point, I feel like a Zealous is warranted. Before I go for any more debuffs, I don't feel like I need any more debuffs to make them deal essentially 0 damage. And if they go for the heal immediately, then they'll clear just way too many debuffs, and it's going to be way too much value with that rally to the flame. But I have a feeling... No, they are going to go for it, they are going to go for it. Well, 12, come on, that's unnecessary. But yeah, now we are definitely going to drop the Intimidate, make them do even less damage. And this is the Armored Burger comp, it's what it does, it just fails 95% debuff chances. Oh boy, that is fun. Sometimes I just wake up and I ask myself a question. Is there justice in this world? The answer is often no, and today it is no as well. Failing a 95% debuff chance, a very, very important 95% debuff chance. That 11 would have been a 7. Yeah, it would have been a massive difference over there, but what can you do about it, I guess. One thing I could have done is I could have dropped the Bellow first just to get the Affliction and then go for the Intimidate. But you really need the minus damage immediately if you want to make the Leopard not hurt all that much, so being safe here doesn't win you the match, I feel, but you know, failing 95s will also not win you the match. They go Hopeless, so hopefully they get a pass or something. Hopefully, yeah. Let's see, did they do enough damage now? They might do enough damage with the heal. Yeah, that's enough. That's just unfortunate. That's just so unfortunate. My Crusader should not be at that store here. This is really saddening to see, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna heal my Crusader here with the Man-at-Arms assistance, and at this point they're just gonna have consistent pressure onto my Crusader. I'm just gonna have to keep healing, because once the character drops close to Death Star, it's not like they're gonna do less than 4 damage, I don't think. I mean, they could. They definitely could do less than 4 damage. Yeah, I'm actually not entirely sure if they do 4. They probably don't. I think they have a 3 to 5 on that. Yeah, they roll for 3. That's quite nice. That is exactly what we want here. I could go for a guard. That's definitely an idea. Who gets to go first next round? They do. So if I want to go for a guard, I have to be wary of when I use it. I think what I'll do here is probably just intimidate the Crusader even. So Holy Lance doesn't hurt. It will probably hurt enough, but no, I'm gonna intimidate the Crusader. I feel like this is acceptable. They have 4 damage buffs, but I have 15 HP here in prod. So one thing you have to take into account is that Jester's finale damage gets considerably nerfed by protection. Protection just completely destroys the finale damage. Debuffs also help, but it's mostly those protection numbers that just make the finale not really too much of a threat. Of course, it's a threat when you have 1 HP, but other than that, it should be overall okay. They're gonna go Iron Swan again. Well, they are fearful and minus 20 damage, and I have 20 prod, so it shouldn't hurt all that much, but it still hits me for kind of a significant amount. Well, in that case, I definitely don't want them to get a kill here. I don't want them to get away with a kill. So I will probably just try healing the Crusader here. I could also go Abyssal Artillery. That's probably better, honestly. Just Abyssal Artillery. What if the Occultist dies? Do I just lose the match after then? Oh, I should really keep him alive, honestly. You know what? If they want to finale my Crusader, then so be it. I feel like it's a bit of a waste for them. I want to keep the occultist alive because these pulls are just too good, and the horror is just too good to pass upon. Sincerely, yeah. I feel like I should keep him alive at all costs here, so I'm just gonna drop a guard on him by the start of next round. I could have gone for a pull, but I mean, a pull into stun slash whatever you want to do. I don't feel like that would have been too smart. At least I don't feel like it. They're gonna go rally to the flame. Why? There's no way they can go for the leper. Yeah, absolutely no way they can go for the leper. So I'm just gonna drop the guard here and stay alive. I'm not sure if they want to take the Jester. I mean, I'm not sure if they want to take the Crusader here. Because they can definitely do it, obviously, but should they, is the question. After they do it, the leper moves back into position, but then I just drop a Demon's Pull, and then the Jester is essentially afflicted, and these two characters are still in the backline, still having a bad time. That's kind of what I want to do here. Are they going to go for the finale? The Hellion isn't dead yet, but okay, yeah, they are going to go for the finale, so 9 damage. Doesn't really matter too much how much damage they would do or not. It is good that they didn't get a crit here would have been kind of saddening. But yeah, since they didn't get it, I can now go for this. And very good thing about Jester dropping finale right now is that he's going to be dazed for 3 rounds. And yeah, that means that you can't pick the Jester and move back by the start of round 6, so you can actually use your actions. You're just gonna have to wait until the end of the round for the Jester to move back. Of course, the Hellion doesn't know what moving back is. She literally does not have an option to move back, by the way. The Leper also doesn't, but you know, even the Flagellant has an option to move back. She's just very, very silly is what she is. So at this point, I feel like a Bellow is warranted because it is gonna give me the perfect amount of stress to maybe get an affliction on this Crusader. Hopefully it doesn't go virtuous. No, he goes abusive, which is great. Well, it's plus damage, but it's also minus accuracy, and of course has a chance of stunning the other characters. And with the Sacred Blade, it's a bit of a better chance, so hopefully we see that come into effect. Hopefully, hopefully, hopefully. I'm not sure though. So Hopeless is the move affliction. Hopeless could move forward. Sadly, Jester isn't afflicted yet, so there's not going to be an act out on that. And I could do this just to get an affliction. I could do this just to reduce damage significantly. Yeah, honestly, that's the best thing I can do at this point. Let's just do this on the Leper. Maybe the Leper says no to a heal, which would be great. If the Leper says no to a heal, then the Crusader won't be able to remove the debuffs, but I don't feel like you should go Holy Lance here. I feel like you should heal, clear the debuffs. No, you're gonna go Holy Lance. Well, you can't go through the guard, that's for sure. I guess at this point we just go for another pull onto the Jester. Is that the way? Is that the way, I ask myself cluelessly. A Vessel Artillery would also feel quite good, but no, I will go for a pull here. I am content with dropping a pull here. Just making sure that your opponent's characters feel horrible is overall a good thing for us. Yeah, and the Jester is just taking so much stress from these pulls that it's also going to be quite good. And if I get a crit, then I'm going to have plus healing skills, and that's really what I want. With plus healing skills, I'll just be able to heal up the Man-at-Arms or the Occultist significantly. Keep in mind that my Leopard might be a little bit low on HP, but I'll have Solemnity and I have 2 uses of them. So he's a very self-sustainable character. This is really a good matchup for him because he's not getting stunned, he's not getting DOT'd, he's not getting stressed, he's not getting disrupted. Really could not be too much better for this Leopard than what it is at this point. I think that here I'm definitely gonna have to go for another guard. I could risk it for the biscuit and just let this 35% chance come through, but I feel like that would be absolutely insane to do that, so I'm not gonna do it. I could actually intimidate here. I could intimidate. Yeah, that will get the affliction. Let's make him have a heart attack sooner, so let's do that. It's a big waste of stress, let's be honest. But at the same time, the horror also would have been a waste of stress, so this is overall good. Paranoid is nice. I think Paranoid could say no to actually moving, but it could also... Oh, they used the Crusader action, that's a misplay. Yeah, it could also make them move back, so that wouldn't be too much fun. Yeah, that's a misplay using a Crusader action, because now I'm perfectly content with just going for a Bellow, and then only guarding at the start of next round, so I'm allowed to actually drop the guard here just to do more stress, because once again they don't have reach to the backline. When my Crusader died, I think it was round 5, so let's keep that in mind. It was round 5, right? I think so. I think so. Or was it not? No, I think it was round 5. So yeah, we get to drop the Bellow here. We don't have to guard again immediately. And look at that stress. It's just so juicy. The amount of stress that we're actually doing here. The Leper is going afflicted very, very soon. Or, no, he is afflicted. He's going to have a resolve check. Or, as you'd say, a heart attack quite soon. Please say no. Oh, that's just lovely. That's exactly what I wanted. He's forced to pass, and now he's gonna have a heart attack. You know, the reason I was kind of stuttering a little bit, or just thinking, is because I was just messing on my second computer here, and I was just manipulating the RNG to make the paranoid kind of do the act out, so don't mind me too much. And yeah, he's gonna have a heart attack very soon. Jester does actually move back after it, which is quite interesting. But now we can go for the guard to make sure that there's no death blow. We definitely have to go for the guard. Don't be greedy and try going for, oh, but I can pull immediately. Don't let the leper have his action. If he goes for his action and goes for an attack, he dies. So if he goes for his action and goes for Solemnity, he's gonna stay alive, but that's -1 Solemnity. Overall, it's still okay for me. As long as my characters aren't dying here, I'm more than happy with the Leper going for his action. If he goes for an attack, like, for starters, he's not gonna do any damage. And not only that, he's also just gonna die immediately to the Intimidate. He's actually gonna go for an attack, that's insane. He does 9 damage. Is there a follow-up? Do you think Fearful could do 6 damage? I really doubt Fearful would do 6 damage. Do I really have to Intimidate here? Honestly, not really. I could just spell a start of next round. How much damage am I doing? I can't see. 3 to 5 it says. 3 to 5 it says. If they heal for 4, I might be able to just get the kill either way. You know what? I don't want to take risks. They could literally Iron Swan me, or no, Wicked Hack me for 6. So I'm just gonna heal here. Bellow is a kill. I'm perfectly content with this. I don't think there's any reason to just play risky here, because that chop actually hurt me for 9. I was expecting it to be a little bit less. So we're back to 28 HP, and you just can't go wrong with it. So here comes Holy Lance, actually. You're not gonna break through the guard like that, even if you try hitting into it. Are you just hoping that the Butcher's Circus has a hiccup, and you just get to win that way? That would be quite funny, but no, it doesn't work like that. So we're gonna do this. Leper's definitely dead now. Any act-outs on the Jester, please? No act-outs, sadly. I was hoping for an act-out to just kill the Jester. Yeah, he's dead now. Good. That's exactly what I wanted, because now he has enough horror to go down. I saw that I had 17 stress on him, so yeah, now it is enough. It's gonna be another Iron Swan. They're just trying to hit through the Occultist. It's so sad to see, honestly, because they can't do it. This Hellion being in position 1, I mean, just Hellion things, right? That's literally all I can say. It's just Hellion being Hellion. I still have 2 guards, and my corpse is still here, so I'm not even worried about a stun. I can just do this. That is one thing that could throw me off here, is in case there is a stun. A stun will break the guard if I don't have my Occultist action anymore. The Hellion could just get the death blow very, very easily. But if I'm in position 3, she can't even hit position 3. Yeah, in my rework she can. I gave Iron Swan reach into position 3 and 4, so it's quite good. But it's still limited to position 1, so I still think it's perfectly fine. Okay, Crusader, what do you want to do? Is he going to go for the stun? He's finally in the front line once again. He's actually gonna move, and she says no. Wait, it said something. Ignores you, and oh, I didn't read. I should have read that. And I guess it's just gonna be a heal there onto the debuff. Well, you're dead, Hellion. I'm sorry to let you know, but I don't think there's any way you can survive this unless you get a crit heal. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do 4 damage. Or, you know, I could roll for 3 with Intimidate, but hopefully I roll for 4. And just take her out immediately. That's exactly what I want. Does my opponent know? Well, they're still gonna try going for that Adrenaline Rush. Yeah, this is a solid team they had here, but it's just really difficult to win when you're facing the Armored Burger and you don't have the tools to deal with it. Of course, if you have like a Shield Breaker and you have a lot of DOT, you have like an Anti-Grind in the back just spamming Festering Vapors, you have a Flagellant, like it's gonna be really difficult for the Armored Burger to win. But that's just DOT teams. Against damage teams, you rule. Against stress teams, most of them you still have a good matchup because Leper is kind of decent with those disruptions, and the Occult is just a really good character overall. And against Flagellant stress teams, it's actually not as bad as it looks, because the Occultist is kind of capable of dealing with him, so is the Crusader, and so is the Leper, so you don't really have more than one character that's just in a horrible state. So here my opponent surrenders, and that's going to be GG for the Armored Burger comp. It's just really solid. Do try it out if you want to. Watch out for those shield breakers. If you don't like shield breakers, you're not gonna like playing this team. You're definitely not gonna like it, because if there's a shield breaker, she just goes puncture onto your Occultist, and the first puncture hurts, the second puncture hurts more, because then your Leper is disrupted as well. So if you're facing a team that goes somewhat like this, you are completely screwed, because the first pull comes through on the man-at-arms, you have to move the man-at-arms back, and then the second pull comes through on the man-at-arms, the Crusader is disrupted, the Leper is disrupted. The team is very susceptible to disruption. Thankfully that didn't happen today, so I'm not gonna have to showcase that to you. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you again another time. Cheers.